Hello, and welcome to the most dangerous game there is, the Hunt for Red October, aka the Wraith Hunt. We're going to be going up with a new series that's just starting. This is match number 1 of the series. We have ourselves Inspector Cabot, the DTR Slayers, going up against JSMS, the Team YP Slayers. And they are bringing it forward, bringing you the best that we have to offer. We have ourselves not only a dangerous combination going around, but we have teams pushing it forward, dealing damage, as we have ourselves JSMS on the Hunter side, because we did cast Deanimate earlier, so now we're going to see what Fresh does. Because Deanimate, sorry buddy, you already got your screen time, and you did good. You won both your games, so congratulations Deanimate for your earlier win. If you didn't see those, I'm sorry I spoiled it, but you need to go back and watch those games. So yeah, we're going in now. We do see that we did have a Wraith. They did actually use the TGL ban system. For those of you that don't know what I mean by that, is that what they did for their unit picks, of course, they have to follow the ESO rules, but this is in addition to the ESO rules. So this is something the teams can agree on in the side. It's not against the rules. It's all within it. So what they did was they banned a monster. In this case, they banned Goliath because it is Fresh. Fresh got some fresh tactics on the Goliath, man. He just picks up rocks and throws those fresh boulders. Okay. Then with that, they went through each of the hunters. All right, they started out with Assault and was banned Torvald, pick Barnell, pick Crow, and they went all the way through. Okay, so it was a Jack ban, in case you're curious. So it was Torvald ban, Barnell pick, Jack ban, Crow pick. Then we got to Medic. Medic was banned, which was Val, and then we have a Kyra pick, and then we have, of course, Support, which if anyone knows anything about TGL, Sunny's been banned across the board, nonstop. So they just do it because they want to do it just for funsies. It's something that just makes the game more interesting for them. They enjoy the ban system, and ESL's is debating on adopting the ban system just to see how it impacts their matches, because they like the fact that the players enjoy it. And you know what? It's always good to keep the players engaged. But if we're looking at a Wraith right now on our Distillery as he's pushing his way forward, we have ourselves a 1 Warp Blast, 1 Abduction, 1 Decoy, which is a good little farming traversal build. If you look at it, though, we look at a Move Speed Fresh going up against Tentuki, who's running Move Speed. And unlike Dildozers, who we saw earlier running 4 Move Speeds, it's only Tentuki. Don't worry, guys, nothing super crazy. And we have Reload being chosen on server route. We have Jesus coming through with the jetpack recharge, and we have damage reduction coming in for LV. Going to be making sure that everyone gets, staying alive because of the, jetpack recharge on Jesus. Means he'll always have line of sight. The recharge is going to be used on server, which means he's always going to be pumping out grenades. Tickly's going to be in position to block with the move speed. Oh, it's going to be real hard because the only thing he's going to be able to block is the abduction, which if he gets cycled just timing perfectly with the warp blast, it's going to be rough for him to get into position to always block those abductions. Unless Fresh really telegraphs the abduction ahead of time. It's going to be interesting what Tentuki does with that move speed. He might just be using it so that he stays on top of the monster. However, Fresh is looking to stay out on the lake and give himself some good sight lines and just trying to stealth his way past. He's just kind of slithering around in the water. One thing you'll notice about the Cry engine is that it's beautiful. If you just see it slithering here, like, look at the ripples. So, I don't know. We'll have to see what they do. We have Tentuki who's looking for the spot. Fresh is right now hiding right below Tentuki. He's going to be looking to stay in that bush, trying to see what he can spot. This is a 90-second delay, so no worries about Tentuki hearing me right now, but it's all a super secret. Don't tell anyone, guys. Keep it secret. Fresh is right now right down below. He's at about 60 meters from Tentuki. He's just trying to spot. Let's take a look at Cerberus. Cerberus right now pushing his way across. They think he may have juked him on that side, but unfortunately, he's over there still in that bush still. Let's take a look at Jesus. Jesus is right now pushing, trying to see if he's up north. They're throwing out Gobi everywhere. They don't know where he is. LV's trying to spot, throwing out Gobi. Gobi's not spotting anything. They haven't heard anything, which means they're going to be leaning towards looking at caves, which is why we're seeing Tentuki back up. They're not quite sure where he went. However, Fresh just being patient. Look at this. He's still in the exact same spot. He went from here to here to there. And he's going to evolve. And there's Tentuki. Pings are coming out. They're going flying. They're like, oh, man, we just let that happen. And they're going right back. JSMS, aka Jamais Seulement Saucisson, is going to be looking to get in and get brawling. We have a 3-point War Blast, 2-point Abduct, 1-point Decoy going in. Fresh is actually ready to brawl right now. He'll be able to get some quick armor because he did have some meats right beside him when he evolved. He's almost full on armor already. He's almost in position and good to fight. At this point, he'll be ready stage 2 to brawl out, get a quick strike, and get disengaged because they won't be able to get into position at this point. We look at Tentuki. Tentuki's on the chase. He's only 90 meters away, but that's still enough time to be able to get maybe a quick strike if Jesus misses a shield. If he doesn't, then LV's in for some hurt. But LV right now choosing the dome, which means we have an almost full armor Fresh coming in. Does throw the abduct. However, he grabs a tree because he wants some fiber. However, right now, Fresh, you don't want fiber. You want hunters because they're juicy and tasty, and they got a nice little core middle. Cook them medium rare, they'll be nice and tender. But you're going in right now, we're looking at it, and Marino gets the abduct on Tentuki, pops his personal shield. Subaru right there with the heals, goes in with the Warp Blast to knock out Subaru. Subaru actually stays in the building. Jesus is around the corner getting healed up, though. He's at about half HP, going to be slapped around, trying to get resurrected, trying to get healed. Subaru does get the last little bit of heal burst, trying to get protection on Jesus. Warp Blast comes in, knocks around Jesus. Jesus knocking up his cloak, trying to get protected. They're saving Jesus right now, and he's getting knocked around. Subaru is right now having to juke around the pillar, uses the accelerate. Orbital Barrage is being tossed, doesn't connect, though. He uses the Warp Blast to get out. Jesus on the low ground, he should be revealed momentarily, almost at full HP, sitting at about 60. He'll be topped up by Subaru in just a moment. Cephalodons are right now over in the corner. Tentuki coming in with the rocket, keeping him off that food, making sure he's not able to abduct. He gets the meat, though, on the low ground, abducts Tentuki to stop him from shooting at him. Not quite able to do anything. Chooses to go up into the sky in order to mitigate. He is now keeping himself up, throws out the decoy in order to make sure that he's able to be invisible. But Kyra, a.k.a. Subaru, is on point with those grenades, which actually does reveal him during that decoy step. Every time he takes damage, it does show his location, which disables the decoy. What you can do to combat decoy race, for those of you that are new to the game, if you have a problem against decoy race, you just shoot the main body. If when it goes invisible, you just keep shooting. Use AoE, use whatever to find that body. If you don't know where it is, just spray your SMG, spray your sniper, spray something in order to spot that main body. If you shoot the main body, the decoy goes away, and it can't hurt you. As long as you keep shooting the main body. Just a little tip and trick for you right there. So we're looking at this right now. We have him going in. Does actually get the 2 meats. He's got more of the little poop snacks going on. Tentuki's going to be right on his rear, though. He does have full armor. He's only lost a bar health, so he's in actually a great position in order to get stage 3. He's going in right now. He's halfway towards it. Decoy going in, getting a little bit of damage. Here comes the abduct. Going to be grabbing Tentuki. He's going to stop him from going up the caves. Gets smacked right on down, though. Here comes the Warp Blast. Not able to close in on that, though, which means he's not able to capitalize on that gank that he just performed. He did top off his armor. Abduction going in. However, the personal shield is now down, which means he's able to go on it now. If he goes in and engages, that's an easy strike at Tentuki, but Jesus is there. Jesus, the savior of their team, going to be able to make sure he's on point with those shields. LV's going in for the shots, getting the charge shots, or trying to at least, to get a little bit of poking. Tentuki is right now coming in. Personal shield's off cooldown, which means he'll have it in a moment. Gets the abduct, but it does, however, hit a nice little piece of wildlife instead of Tentuki. Decoy's been thrown in. Here we go, going right in. Tentuki right now in the cave. Warp Blast right in the face. Tentuki's getting low. Here comes the abduct. Does he get the finish? Yes, he does, which means that's going to be low. A personal shield just coming off cooldown. Going to be used by Tentuki to keep him alive. Jesus now getting in. Cerberus going to be looking to get those heals up. Heal burst is right now. Here comes a Warp Blast, and Monster escaped. What? I don't know what just happened. I don't even... I think LV was going for a lockdown to pull the block the Wraith from being able to close in on her teammates. If she was able to do that, she would have basically created a barrier between the Wraith and Jesus, Subaru, and Tentuki, trying for that next level play. What happens is the further you push that barrier of the dome and try to go for ultimate perfection, the more risk you have of missing domes. And in that case, you have an option. Do you go for the ultra high level play, which is what we saw from LV, which is high risk, extremely high reward, or do you go for the safe play? Which in this case, doming a Wraith in caves isn't necessarily a safe thing either. That's going to be extremely painful. So it's rough, either way. But we do see that Fresh is right now full on his evolve meter, so he's going to be looking to get in. We have him going in right now. We see we do have Parnell right here on the low ground, going in, trying to grab something, get the rockets going in the rear. We have Hank going around, dealing damage. Abduction is now tossed, does grab Parnell. Parnell's right now on the low ground, going to be stealth pads. He's going to be getting all the damage right there, trying to blow it up. Here we go, Warp Blast is used, and we do have a personal shield on it, which means he's at half HP, getting healed up as he goes, trying to get whatever he can, and we do see him just moving around the map, going along that western border. Warp Blast is now used for traversal, trying to get space for that evolve. It's going to come down to Tentuki's movement on the map, and if he's able to keep up. We have ourselves Kyra in the rear, just using that accelerate, trying to get her teammates up and boost them up. Jesus is going out with the shields, and we have Gobi right here, a.k.a. LV, doing what she can to try and get everything. Going in, we do see that we have Fresh going in and getting space right now. And he's just trying to get his space for his stage 3, that way he can evolve safely. But it's really going to come down to a few things right now. If we look at the minimap, there we go. We have JSMS all the way over here, so they didn't actually catch him moving along the waterfront because it's hard to get those sight lines. So JSMS is having a hard time keeping track of Fresh, who's being a slippery little bugger as the Wraith right now, going across the map, traversing across the water, and he's just able to juke them so effectively. And he's at 300 meters away from Fresh. Cerberus, 220. Jesus, 280. And LV, we're looking at, again, about 200 to 220 when the Evolve started. We have a 3 Warp Blast, 2 in the rest build coming through. And Fresh is just going to be looking to see what he can pick up at this point before he gets full. Well, he's going to get his full armor, and then he's going to engage. If they choose to engage on him before, you know, they have time to set up, they're in a rough spot, which is why we're seeing them back up right now. So I don't know. Like, we're at 150 meters, getting space, doing everything he can. He's going through, and I don't know. It's going to be rough to see what they do going forward, and they're in a rough position. There's no doubt about that. The beauty of LV, though, is that LV can shoot right through the armor. The other side of that coin is that Fresh doesn't have that much armor to begin with. If you look at it, he only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars of armor and 8 bars of health. It's not that much to go with. So he's going to be in a rough spot no matter what he does. However, shields are coming up from Jesus as we're starting. The brawl has begun. The Supernova is now used, going straight for Cerberus. Orbital Barrage is now done. Going right on Cerberus. Cerberus needs to get the shields from Jesus, and he's going to be able to do it. Here it comes. Shields coming out from Jesus. Going to be keeping Cerberus alive. However, he's now burned through the shield. Here comes the War Blast for the finish. Down goes Cerberus. Cerberus down and on the ground, crying and asking for mommy as they're just now breaking through the armor, which means anything for this point is actually health damage. He could disengage and just get armor at this point. He did get a strike, but he's going to choose to finish up this course and put Cerberus in the dropship. Here we go. Dome is now used by LV to try and close him off from that body. Not quite able to do so, though. Here comes Jesus coming right in, though. Going to be looking to get in the brawl. Here comes the War Blast. Coming in, connects on. No one is there right now able to dodge at the last second. Jesus looking for some distance. Not quite able to get it, though, as he gets stealth bounce and grabbed right back down. Abduct being used to pull him back in as soon as he gets that distance. Jesus is going to get some hurt as right now the War Blast connects on Tentuki. He doesn't take much from it, though. Jesus is down, though, as he gets his Supernova to the face. And Tentuki's on the shotgun, doing the Super Soldier, dealing lots of damage. LV trying to get the pickup. Not quite able to do so, though. Abduction going to be going on LV. Does connect, getting wall bounced right now. Going to be juggled and thrown around. LV's going to have to go low. Cloak is now used by Jesus, trying to keep himself alive, and Tentuki is just going for the resurrection. Not going to get it. Here comes the abduction. Does grab LV, which means LV's on the ground, which means it's only Tentuki now. Tentuki is on the run. Shotgun being used to keep him from getting that stealth bounce. 2 bars of health right now. Going down, it's Tentuki versus LV. Gets the abduct, which means he's going to be going to personal shield as used. Only got a bar and a half right now. Tentuki's going in for the finish. Here comes the War Blast. Does dodge it. Means he's going to get swiped, and here comes the stealth bounce for the finish. Does grab it with the grapple. Going through a full bar of health there, 1v1, and not quite able to get the finishing, though, which means that he's going on, and he's going to keep on pushing forward, which means that right now we're looking at a 1-point lead in favor of IC as Fresh is able to close in and get that victory. So we're looking at 1-0 on this side. If you look at the map, you're just looking at the pillars. You see the constant drop and heal, drop and heal, drop and heal, drop and heal. That's really all we saw there. Damage done by the monster was 24k. We saw that damage done by the hunters was, 11k. They almost cleared through. All they needed was a little bit more, and they would have been able to do it if that orbital hit a couple more times, or maybe, a couple more shotgun shells from Parnell, or maybe even a couple more crow charge shots earlier on in the game. All that can just build up over time as we're just getting forward, getting closer and closer to victory. Everything's just building up, and they're just trying to do everything they can to build up momentum and get themselves back in this game. We'll have to see what they do to get into the next game, and they change things up. You might see a different perk choice, might see different hunters, might see, different bands getting chosen if they choose to continue with that band system. So, I don't know. It's crazy to think of the different options that they have at their fingertips going forward. Well, in the meantime, guys, this is when we do the quick fade in, fade out for the sake of editing. For those of you in the VODs, it'll be going to the next video in the playlist. For those of you that are watching live, we'll be back in a bit. We do some quick chit-chat in between, and you guys stay awesome and stay frosty. Stay tuned and stay sexy.